Hey everybody, welcome to my channel Watch Lookout, where I'm always on the lookout for the next watch in my collection. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. After more than 2 years and 7 weeks of waiting, I finally have the Piccard in hand, and I'm so excited. And while we're talking about watches, what am I wearing? Well, I'm wearing a big watch in the spirit of the big watch that's inside the box. This is my Aragon Dive Master Titanium GMT, a great watch at 50 millimeter case size. A great watch. One complaint I would have is that the crown is rather unforgiving, even though it's quite skinny. It's rather unforgiving. These knurled elements on it for grip do a number on the top of your hand, particularly when you wear a business shirt with cuffs. You have to wear the watch forward because it's not really reasonable to put a watch this size underneath your cuff. So as you wear it forward, it digs into the back of your hand. So this morning, before I wore this watch to work, I changed out the south side strap. They give you two straps, two south sides, the standard and then one that's slightly longer. So with my 7.5-inch wrist, I only had maybe two holes to spare. It sort of ended somewhere right here. And this longer one allows me to wear the watch a little bit looser so that when I have that business shirt on, I'm not, digging into the back of my hand so much because the looseness is a little more forgiving. Anyway, let's get to the thing that we're here for. Spinnaker Piccard. So I did an unboxing video on November 14th, about 7+ weeks ago, with my good friend Jake, who had it there in Wales, delivered to him. And we went over the story and a lot of the details, but a few things were forgotten. For example, he did not see these when we did the unboxing. The warranty card, which I'm curious if I could fill out for today, since today's the day I got it. It is a 2-year international warranty. Features the instruction manual, though I'm not sure anybody needs it for an NH35. The website advertises it's a TMI NH35 instead of a Seiko Instruments International like the one inside of this watch. And what difference does that make? Well, it's the difference between a Chinese Seiko movement, TMI, or a Japanese Seiko movement, SII. I think for the price, Spinnaker really should think about that. I know the first iteration of this watch had a different movement in it, and it was more expensive. It was also titanium, I think, if memory serves me correctly. This watch is not titanium. It's 250 plus grams of stainless steel. It's really a behemoth. Once again, case size is 45 millimeters, and the case height is 21 millimeters with this shaped domed anti-reflective sapphire crystal. A lot of magnification and distortion with a crystal like this. You either love it or hate it. That is a ceramic bezel insert, and it does rotate unidirectionally at 120 clicks. It's very firm, but it is very consistent. The 12 o'clock position features a loomed triangle. Not really a pip without the pip, is it? And that is a green loom, both on the hands, the indices, and the same, of course, at this triangle. I have not obviously had this. I received it today, so we'll find out what its accuracy is all about. I'm just going to check the crown here. Here we have the helium escape valve. This watch has a water depth rating of 550 meters, but that's not why there is a helium escape valve there. I think a lot of people maybe mistakenly or erroneously think that a dive watch of a certain depth needs to have a helium escape valve to prevent the helium from compromising the watch's integrity as you resurface. But that's not actually why you have a helium escape valve. You have it when you're a saturation diver because when you finish your shift underwater, you don't resurface. You see, it saves time and money for your employer not to resurface you, but just to put you in a living habitat at the same depth or the same pressure as where you're doing your wet work. So that means you're living in a dry environment when you're not on shift, and that dry environment is pumped with oxygen that usually has a mixture of helium in it. And while your watch may be rated to resist the ingress of water to a certain depth, it is not rated to resist the ingress of gas. And so obviously your gas inside the watch needs a place to escape, particularly as the helium expands when you do decompress. Excuse me, so too does the gas decompress. It is a gargantuan crown that is signed. It's hard to get a focus here. I'm starting to get more and more comments about the fact that I use my laptop monitor, and I definitely understand everybody's concern. But at the same time, you have to understand, living in a country like Turkey, a good 4K camera costs about as much as a newborn baby. And so, you have to think about it. Am I going to spend money? Excuse me, I have a chest infection I've been getting over for about 2 weeks. Am I going to spend that money on a 4K camera? Because then if I do that, well, geez, I should spend a bunch of time and effort on editing videos. And then that just takes away the fun of creating videos. Now, on the case back there, this is an etching or a stamping of the Bathyscaphe submarine that went all the way down to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, which is what this watch commemorates, hence the name Piccard. One bone of contention, I think, for most Piccard owners is going to be the pressed clasp, pressed upper. The fact that it only contains 3 micro adjusts. I think that's something that people are not very pleased with. For the price, certainly should be better. Probably equally unimpressed with the pressed diver's extension. It seems ornamental more than anything. Excuse me, I've always had a problem. I actually recorded this video already, and for some reason, for the second time, it didn't actually record the video. I have no idea what's going on, why it does that. The counter is working. It shows that I'm recording, but when I went to close the video, it wasn't there. So I've actually talked myself out. And now that's why the coughing has ensued, because I already did the video and I should be uploading it now, but I'm having to do it again. So this is take 2. Very substantial bracelet. Another, I think, criticism people have is that these are push pins and not screw pins. So that's not a good look. I mean, Spinnaker needs to think about that. These watches are being made at the same place that AliExpress watches are being made. Okay? And I know that you cannot possibly tell me that the price that I paid for this watch is because the amount of stainless steel or the amount of sapphire. Now, I know it is difficult to get sapphire crystal like this without breaking it, and I know you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, but you can't possibly make me believe that the price is for the materials, because it's certainly not for the movement inside, and it's certainly not for this clasp assembly, right? Nonetheless, I'm going to love this watch, and I'm going to wear this watch, and this watch is supposed to represent the end of collecting, at least for some time. I do have some watches I want to sell or move on from my collection. I just parted ways with 3 watches recently. There's another at least 2 or 3 that I'm thinking about parting ways with. And this watch is not an everyday watch. Let's get that straight. It is sort of a conversation piece, and I'll enjoy wearing it, but I have no illusions that this watch is going to be the be-all, end-all of my watch collecting. I just want to kind of like stop for a while and enjoy what I have, recognizing that it may be an addiction collecting watches, and I want to form good relationships with all the watches that I have and part ways with the watches that I don't wear all that much. I do have one more watch, though, having said that. that is stuck in customs right now, and I'm anxious to take that one because it's a really nice watch. At least for the price it is. All right, guys, thanks for taking this journey with me and putting up with my coughing. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like the content. I really appreciate it. I give sort of an honest single shot, one take of the watch that I buy, the watches that I like, the watches that I love. And I always expect that people are going to equip themselves with more information from other sources. They're not just going to look at one of my videos and make a purchase decision. I hope they don't. I want them to shop around, to look at other people's content, look at the content on the website where the watch is being advertised or sold, and take everything in its totality. What they see from the high resolution images and what you see here in real life. It is a green lume, nothing to write home about. Probably should be a better quality lume for the fact that the watch is rated at depths where you would imagine it's as dark as the room is right now, and you'd want to be able to see. I don't know why I always do this with my hands, as though it's going to make it more visible for you guys. But it's not bad, right? But it's also not great. BGW9 I think would be better. Or maybe a BGW X1 11, if you will, would probably be better. Maybe a little more pronounced indices so that you'd have more surface area to apply lume. But I'll see tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. what this looks like when I wake up. Cheers, everybody.